What should you do as the moderator when a guest's equipment fails on a webinar? I'm learning to thrive in the gig economy. Would you like to learn too? I've talked in the past about whenever you're speaking publicly, you should always check the equipment beforehand. And you should always have a backup beforehand, just in case the original equipment fails. And this is especially true if you're traveling. Make sure you bring a spare laptop. Make sure you bring whatever backup equipment you need, because you get up on that dais and nothing works. You're the one that's standing in front of an audience with nothing to say or being unable to say. So I think I've made myself pretty clear about what I think about making sure you have a backup and you test your equipment when you're the guest or you're a speaker. But what if you're the moderator? What if you are hosting the webinar or hosting the event and the equipment goes badly for the guest? That's what happened this week. I was listening to a webinar on taxes and small businesses because it's tax season and I'm a small business in a lot of ways. And the host brought in the guest on the screen and the guest equipment didn't work. Now, I don't know if he had tested it beforehand. I don't know. But he fumbled and he fumbled. And the moderator kept saying, well, maybe you could try this, maybe you could try that. And you could tell the guest was getting more distracted by the fact that he knew he was on camera trying to fix his equipment while everybody was staring at the screen. What should the moderator have done? Well, this moderator just sat there after a while, couldn't think of anything else to suggest, and said, well, we're just waiting. He'll be back up in a moment or two. Yes, we really appreciate you joining this webinar. We're just waiting. Horrible. Horrible. I don't know how many people they lost during that dead time. Probably some people dropped off. I was doing other things, so I just had it in the background, so I left it on. After about 5 minutes of complete dead time with the moderator going, oh, we really appreciate your patience. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, now we can start. Here's what you should have done. Here's what you should do if you're ever a moderator on a webinar and the guest equipment doesn't work. Cut away from them. Take them off the screen because it's just embarrassing for everybody. And if he knows he's on screen, he's going to get more nervous about getting the equipment working. So you say to your guest, all right, you know what? We're going to drop you off for now until you can get your equipment straightened out. So you can just concentrate on that. We'll do something else. And then here's the other thing a moderator should do. Have something to say if the guest equipment goes wrong and you have to fill dead time. It's not that hard to have a few points that you wanted to mention on the call or whatever. This was small businesses and taxes, and the guy that was running it was an accountant, a guy who knew small businesses and accountants. He brought this guest in because he was specific about entrepreneurs and things like that. But the fact of the matter is, the moderator could have spoken for 5 minutes on taxes, I'm sure. But he didn't. He just sat there and let us stare at the screen. That was horrible for him. It was horrible for all of us. So as the moderator, yes, check your equipment. Make sure the guest checks his equipment. But have a backup plan in place that if the guest's equipment fails, he's not able to log in, the microphone doesn't work or whatever, have a plan that you switch off from him, let him fix his equipment, and you present some information that's informative to your audience so they stay on the webinar while you're getting the equipment fixed. Because otherwise, they're going to drop off. I'm sure they lost people. Simple. Make sure the equipment works. Make sure you got a backup plan. And you'll be a better moderator for these webinars and conference calls. What do you think? Is that what you guys do when you're hosting a conference call or webinar? Do you have a backup plan? Do you have a little bit of information that you can provide if, God forbid, the guest has a problem logging in or its equipment fails? I'd like to know how you handle that situation. Please comment down below, like and share, and get people to subscribe because YouTube really would like that. Till next week, take care.